Hello YouTube, it's the Average Joe here, checking back in. This will be the third video in my series. Again, I want to preface this video by saying I'm not a doctor and I'm in no position to give medical advice. This is an opinion-based only series based on my personal experiences and opinions. I also have in no way been solicited by Dr. Dillard or the Sleep and Sinus Centers of Georgia to make these videos. I'm doing this on my own accord to share the results that I've had. Today I want to talk about one of the procedures that I had done that is one of the things that he uses to treat the problems, called the VOAT Procedure, which stands for Ventral-Only Ablation of the Tongue Base. Now, this is a procedure that I believe has been being done for a couple years, maybe longer than that. It's relatively new in the medical world. Some of the insurance companies may fight you on this, and you need to do your homework and be prepared for that and, stand your ground. I personally had to do this battle with United Healthcare, my insurance company. They originally had sent me a denial when my doctor requested to do this procedure, stating that it was not medically proven. Actually, I'm sorry. The first time they said it was considered cosmetic, which doesn't really make any sense to me, because to me cosmetic would mean outward appearance, something that somebody else could see. And this is inside the mouth, obviously, so how that's really cosmetic, I don't understand. But nevertheless, I appealed it. I sent research in that I did on my own, as did Dr. Dillard's office. And Dr. Dillard may have done a peer-to-peer with a medical director or something. I'm not 100% sure. But the decision was overturned and they approved the procedure. The procedure basically consists of, Dr. Dillard does it in his office. It's an outpatient procedure. You don't have to, there's no hospitalization. You don't need to be in the hospital to have it done. It's an outpatient surgery which is performed in the office. It's fairly quick, and essentially in layman's terms what they're doing is a lot of people have an oversized tongue. And as a result of that, when we try to sleep or we're falling asleep, when the tongue muscle relaxes, it kind of falls back in the mouth and can block the airway. Obviously, you can imagine that could be a huge contributor to sleep apnea or sleep problems, breathing in general. So what the procedure is, and it sounds way worse than it is they essentially they make a small hole in the back of the tongue, and they use radio waves, radio frequency waves, to almost liquefy a little bit of the tissue inside the tongue, and then they extract that, thus causing the overall size of the tongue to reduce. Now, the thing to understand here is that this is a procedure that for some people it may only take once. Other people it could take 3, 4 more times. This is not one of those type of procedures where the doctors, want to take too much or decrease the size too much too fast. So Dr. Dillard tends to err on the side of caution and do a little bit at a time. Sometimes that's successful in 1 or 2 treatments. Sometimes more treatments are required. It's one of those things where you can't go back and put back what you've taken away once it's done. So you would rather they go slow, take a little bit at a time. Like I said, it's a painless outpatient procedure done in the office. They basically, you go into the office, they give you some medicine. I think once you're out, with the anesthesia, the procedure takes less than a couple minutes, and then you're done. And then you go home same day. They make sure you're okay. You got to have a driver to take you back to the house, because obviously you can't drive after having any type of anesthesia. And that's basically it. It's done in a day. It takes, you're in the office a total of maybe 2 hours tops. Quick, easy, and painless. Afterwards, he typically prescribes a little bit of pain medication in case you need it. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I've had the procedure done 3 times at this point. I think the first time I felt like I had a little bit of pain, and it really wasn't pain. It was more of just like an achiness in my mouth, my tongue. But the other 2 times I didn't even need the pain medication. Just took a Tylenol here and there if I needed it. And then in a day or 2 tops, it's like nothing ever happened. So, and I did notice results. After the first one, I could tell a difference. I felt like I was breathing easier. So I can definitely say that, I believe the procedure works. I also believe that Dr. Dillard wouldn't do the procedure, if he didn't believe in it and didn't think that it worked. One of the other things I wanted to mention today on this video is, which I didn't even know this. I've been a patient of Dr. Dillard's for almost 2 years, and kind of stumbled upon this on accident on my own. Didn't even realize he's a humble man, and never even mentioned this. But I found out in some of the research I was doing that he had written a book. Dr. Dillard wrote a book, and I think he partnered with another doctor, Mayor Patel, who's a DDS, who talks in the book more about the oral appliance type interventions for sleep apnea. But the title of the book is called Sleep Apnea Hurts, The Cure Doesn't Have to. And again, it's written by David Dillard. You can score this on Amazon for less than $15. I think it may have been less than $14, I think. And one of just to point out, one of the chapters in here, chapter 8, is on the VOAT procedure. And this is a great book, and I actually read this whole book in about 3 nights before bed. And if you have a basic understanding of sleep apnea and what's going on with you in that, and the causes and the effects, it's actually a really easy read, and a little bit of humor in there, which makes it nice. Always makes things more fun, considering it's more of a scientific topic. And it really breaks it down in depth, the causes, the effects, the treatments, the different options, and pretty much everything out there that they can do to date as ways of addressing sleep apnea and fixing the problems. I highly recommend the book. I highly encourage you, if you have had a diagnosis of sleep apnea, or you fit into the symptoms, think you might, or you're not even sure, you just want to check it out and make yourself more knowledgeable about the topic, I would definitely get the book. It's a solid investment. It's a good read, and it's a wealth of knowledge in a small package. Again, I got it on Amazon, less than $15. If you're a Prime member, you'll have it in 2 days, and I would venture to say, I continue to beat on this as being an underdiagnosed problem, and I think it is. I would venture to say that statistically, there's probably a high percentage of families that have at least one member of the family that has sleep apnea right now. Whether you're, overweight, underweight, whether you eat nutritious or you don't. It is what it is. Check it out. Make yourself educated about it. Read the book. Go talk to Dr. Dillard. Schedule yourself an appointment. Get in with the Sleep and Sinus Centers of Georgia. Get yourself checked out. Get yourself a diagnosis and see what they can do to help you. You can always say no. You can always, once he gives you your options, you can always opt not to do it. It's not like you're locked into a contract or something. But it's worth finding out about. I'm currently a little sick. That's why I probably sound a little nasally, sinus stuffiness. I am post-op from my pretty major sinus surgery. I am doing a lot better. I've noticed amazing differences. I've even noticed amazing differences while I've had this cold and this head congestion from this thing I picked up from my kid. I feel like my sinuses are responding a whole lot better to the use of over-the-counter sinus medications for the cold and the congestion. So I'm very happy thus far, very pleased with the work that Dr. Dillard did on my sinus surgery. I've definitely done a 180, and I'm sleeping 100% better, and I'm very anxious to see what the future holds. So get yourself checked out, look into it, get the book. Again, the book is called Sleep Apnea Hurts, The Cure Doesn't Have to. It's written by David Dillard, and he also got a little, I guess, partnered with this Dr. Patel, who's a DDS. Towards the end of the book, talks about a lot of oral appliances and different options there for people that are unable to or not willing to use the CPAP machine. Great information, and it's up to date. I think this book was released in 2015, towards the end of 2015, so it's still current, accurate information. Check it out. I'll see you next time. I hope y'all are doing well out there, and I hope everybody sleeps better. Thank you for your time. I'll see you next time. Average Joe, signing out.